Brian Scalabrine. No one knows about the legend, Brian Scalabrine, the Boston legend. But
You forgot
his
one.
nick,
You
what?
forgot one. Billy
Which
the
one?
Kid.
Billy the Kid is your nickname for him, for John Morant. But
Fair use.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like every relationship shouldn't be based off sex, but every relationship is based off of that. That's
I
what
don't think so.
100%. You can't tell me nothing different. This is what I feel, and that's why I'll never be in another relationship because it's always based off of that.
So you're not going to be in another relationship?
Hell no, for what? Because it's gonna be based off the sex. Once that wear down, you're gonna go find somebody else that's better. Yeah, but it ain't gonna be based off of. This is the thing, and listen carefully.
I'm
listen
listening.
carefully.
I'm listening.
Relationships. Let me tell you what marriage is all about. Or let me tell you what marriage is, and who's marriage for. Marriage is for old people and poor people.
Okay, so let's get into that. Why?
Because when you broke, our parents, like my moms and all them, they married on a merit of like, okay, we're gonna put our incomes together, have all these kids, and then when our kids, we're gonna have 5, 10 kids back in the 60s, all them, they're gonna have 5, 10 kids so they can work and bring income.
Yeah.
So you poor. So you married for that. And now when you get old, somebody that to be by your side to take care of you. Right?
Social media is having a meltdown over his latest takes. But is he talking the truth or is he just talking out of his... You know what? Let's talk about it. About the truth himself. RJ.
yeah, so Paul Pierce is the truth. Truth.
Or
According
is he
to him.
capping?
No, he is the truth. He is the truth in the sense that that's his nickname, right?
I know,
That's
I know,
his
I know,
basketball nickname. So just like you have the baby-faced assassin, which is Steph Curry.
Oh, I
And
thought
so
it was,
you have the king, which is LeBron James. You had, rest in peace, the Black Mamba, which is Kobe, of course. And you had the White Mamba, Brian Scalabrine. No one knows about the legend, Brian Scalabrine, the Boston legend. But
You forgot
his
one.
nick.
You
What?
forgot one. Billy
Which
the
one?
Kid.
Billy the Kid is your nickname for him, for John Morant. But you have the truth. So that's Paul Pierce, guys. By the way, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button and follow us on all the socials. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. We really appreciate the support that you've been giving us and showing us through your likes, your comments, engaging with us. We truly appreciate that. So keep it up. And if you have suggestions as to how we can improve the show, or maybe you want us to discuss certain topics, let us know in the comments. But yeah, so he is the truth, and so his podcast is called The Truth After Dark. As soon as you hear After Dark, KaiR, come on. First of all, as soon as you hear After Dark, anything after dark, you already know what time it is. Nick after Nick After Dark, right?
Nick at night. They call it Nick at the dark.
That's at night.
That's right. Yo, what are you saying right there, boy? What?
Yeah.
Guys,
Okay,
go
but-
watch Monday show. Monday show, we ended it on someone getting exposed on the
Okay,
Super Bowl. Anyway.
you're such a
Go check that one out. RJ, continue.
yeah, but
I need to promote the show. Come on, what do you mean?
But so that's anything after dark is already, But if it's anything related to Paul Pierce, we've seen Paul Pierce with strippers during a daytime show. So if you put one and one together, man, it's you put Paul Pierce and After Dark, it's gonna get wild. But Paul Pierce is very likable. He's a very likable character as well. So I have to give him that shout out to Paul Pierce. But yeah,
Shout out to
his
him.
statements are controversial. Did you want to discuss this, or you want to show more of what he
I
said?
want to show more. I want to show more about the first one, of course. Fair use.
And now my mom got married. My mom never been married in my lifetime. She got married when she was 70.
Wow.
It was perfect. She had somebody by her side the whole way through.
So do you?
I really believe that. Like that's what. Like outside of that, it's no advantage to a man. Why is marriage advantage? What advantage? What does it do for a man when things go south? Like we gonna have to give up half our this, pay child support, but what do it's only advantageous to a woman. Like it's real talk.
But what if you meet a woman and you're like, wow, she's a gem, she's valuable,
We
she's
could be
everything, and I
together.
want to lock her down in marriage?
I don't want to lock no woman down. We could be cool.
So you're telling me
Yo,
He could have
KaiR,
had a bar
you'll
right
get
there. He could have
paid.
had a bar right there. He could have had a bar right there. I don't lock anyone now because I'm not. Anyway.
Yo, KaiR, you think in 2025 you can talk about locking women down? Come
Locking
on, man.
women
You
down,
have
my
to be
man.
Crazy,
Oh
man.
my
You have
God.
to be.
You gotta get a
The woman is-
lawsuit.
It's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Why aren't you courting us? Because we don't want to end up in court. And anyway,
Oh man, you. Oh man. It's crazy. It's
yeah,
crazy.
But let's finish this segment.
Let's finish it up. Let's finish it up.
me right now today,
Today,
you on January 4th, you do not want to be in a relationship ever again.
I don't think it's realistic long term until I turn 70.
I am done.
I'll say this: the truth is all cap right here. He has enough money to pay for let's call it someone who can take care of him. I wanted to use the Spanish word, but I'm not gonna go there. Let's continue.
I've never been more done with it.
I'm 47 right now. Until I turn 70, that's the only realistic part I see is because we both old. We ain't out in the streets. We at home watching TV. You go take me to the hospital. I'm gonna take you to the hospital. That's it. But right now, I'm too cracking right now. So what I need to
Is
do
it
all that
because you
for?
feel like you
What I
have?
need to do all that for?
Why do we need to do all that for? RJ, mute. Yeah, can't hear you now.
Oh, you want the feedback? Okay, I thought you had a question. I thought you had a question.
No. I'm just gonna your
first
thought on
Yeah.
your first reaction. The truth. I think he's capping. He's capping about the 70 part. This is the same man who showed up on, was it the playoffs with KG with his girlfriend? He started promoting. He almost started promoting the website where he met her. I'm like, come on, dude. I'll never forget that part. KG's like, we're live. What are you doing? Never forget about that part. Now KG is also on that website, allegedly.
I didn't know that.
Didn't you hear about his case?
I didn't.
His girlfriend called the cops because there was some back and forth between them.
Okay.
Well, let's go back to Paul Pierce.
Yeah. So my point. So let me just start by saying this, as it relates to marriage, because we need to set some ground.
By the way, you're a lawyer, so you're gonna talk about this.
Yeah, we can talk about the legal aspect as well, but let me just give the general aspect first.
Mhm.
That's a good thing you also mentioned that. Let's establish first, what do we mean by marriage? Marriage has different it's a word, but it means something, it can mean something different, right, for everybody. So we have a couple of definitions of marriage. The first one is married. When you talk about marriage, usually people talk about married under the law. That's what they're talking about. Right? That's the first one, which means you let a government official, a civil servant, marry you, thereby creating a legal bond between the two people. That's married under the law. But you can also be married, considered married under the law without ever being married. So depending on and where you live, in which state you live, in which country you live, what the rules and laws are of your country. There are states where if you live in under the same roof, for example, for a particular period of time, then you're considered married. Even if
some
you're
countries
not married.
it's 2 years.
Depending on where you are in the world.
Yeah.
Right? For example, for fiscal purposes, in I believe one of those socialist, not socialist, Netherlands, in the Netherlands. So in the Netherlands, if two people live under, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but if two people live under the same roof, they're not considered married civil. So according to civil law, but fiscally they have to file joint report. If they have a kid as well. So there's like a criteria. So
yeah,
it's you're not married, but you're still considered married in certain situations. So that's the first. So the first part is the legal part. The second one is the spiritual part. Married under God,
under the
by
cross.
God. Why did you say no?
Oh.
Don't repeat. I don't want to hear. But that's the second part. So some people will not get married under the law, but they will get married in church. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people say they want to get married for God, but actually they get married on the married under church is like automatic. Whereas in the past, whereas in the past, if you're married, you don't. I mean, you're married. You're just a ceremony, but you don't get married according to like under the law, right? So, but that's a separate kind of marriage. So that's why some people get married under the law and then they get married under the church.